Did you know that a single, seemingly insignificant pawnshop receipt played a crucial role in cracking open one of the most notorious serial killer cases in American history? It's a story that proves how even the smallest scrap of paper can change everything. I'm talking about the Green River Killer, a name that sent chills through Seattle and its suburbs for decades, casting a long, dark shadow over the city. For years, women were vanishing without a trace. Their bodies would later be discovered along the muddy banks of the Green River, often in remote, wooded areas. The police were desperate, combing through every piece of evidence, interviewing countless suspects, and following up on every lead. But time and again, the trail would go cold, leaving families without answers and a city gripped by fear. Then, in 1987, something unusual happened at a small Seattle pawn shop. A man named Gary Ridgway walked in and pawned some jewelry, just a couple of rings, nothing flashy or expensive. On the surface, it seemed like an ordinary transaction, the kind that happens hundreds of times a day in pawn shops across the country. But when detectives later checked the tags on those rings, they felt a chill run down their spines. The jewelry matched items that had been reported missing from one of the Green River Killer's victims. Suddenly, what looked like a routine pawn shop sale became a critical piece of evidence. Here's where things get interesting. Pawn shops in Washington state are required by law to keep meticulous records of every transaction. That means they log names, check IDs, and sometimes even take fingerprints. Every detail is written down, no matter how small. That's the law in Washington state. So when detectives pulled Ridgway's information from the pawn shop's records, everything they needed was right there. His full name, the date of the transaction, and even his signature, all neatly recorded in black and white. Suddenly, Gary Ridgway wasn't just another name buried in a mountain of case files. He was now front and center in the investigation, a prime suspect with a direct link to the victims. But the story doesn't end there. While police kept Ridgway under close surveillance, they began quietly collecting DNA evidence from him, years before DNA testing was a routine part of criminal investigations. At the time, DNA technology was still in its infancy, but the detectives were thinking ahead. When forensic science finally caught up, the DNA samples taken from Ridgway were compared to evidence found on several of the Green River victims. The results were undeniable, a match that would finally break the case wide open. That pawn shop receipt was the first domino to fall, setting off a chain reaction that would ultimately bring a serial killer to justice. It's incredible to think that a simple piece of paper could have such a massive impact. In the end, Gary Ridgway confessed to killing at least 49 women, though many believe the true number is even higher. His crimes left a permanent scar on the community, but the dogged determination of investigators and one overlooked pawn shop receipt finally brought him down. That little pawn shop receipt, just a tattered scrap of paper, became the turning point in one of America's longest and most complex murder investigations. It's a powerful reminder that justice can hinge on the smallest detail. It's wild how the tiniest clues, the ones most people would overlook, can end up breaking the biggest, most baffling cases wide open. Every detail matters. If you want more true crime stories that dig deep into the details and show how real detectives solve impossible cases, hit subscribe. I've got plenty more coming your way.